Hey, I spent this morning talking, uploaded videos, not realizing for some reason the volume wasn't working. But now I just save the long chat and just pretty much like sum it all up. So pretty much these trees inspire me to talk about what I talk about. Nature, trees inspire me a lot because they know how to live in harmony. They're not at chaos. They don't even, really truthfully, they probably don't even fucking care what's going on in this world. They're just doing their thing. That's all they're focused on. I gotta do my thing and be balanced and at harmonious harmony with everything. And we're like trees. We're like trees. I don't know if you guys see that, but we are. What we see, what we hear, what we think, see, hear, speak, and think, and feel in our hearts, is the water that waters your seed to become a tree. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But anyways, what am I going at this? I am somebody who is now understanding this on a deeper level, but I'm going through the process that I used to beat myself up. Well, I still do, not as often now, but I beat myself up. Yeah. It makes me think of Passion of the Christ, you know, where he's sitting there getting whipped and his back being torn open and stuff. And it's like, man, that's what I'm doing to myself. You know, I'm beating myself to a bloody pulp. What good is that gonna do? You gotta wake up tomorrow. You gotta wake up the next day. Gotta find out how to take the lemons you get during your day and live. But anyways, if you are a tree, or if you have a plant, alright, and you get that little potting soil, and you put that seed in the potting soil, and you pat it, you're gonna water it with bleach. That's the smartest thing to do, right? You water that seed with bleach. Nah, I can already hear people, no man, that'll kill your plant. What the fuck? That's the most stupidest thing I heard. Well, that's negative thoughts. That's anger and resentment and just this dark, heavy burden that's bleach to your seed. It's not going to help your seed grow. Not what helps your seed grow are rivers of life. Speaking life. Life is living. Don't speak death. I speak death upon myself. And if you're one of those people that beat yourselves up and stuff, yeah, speak death. You keep going into this ping pong thing like I do. You speak life, but if something goes wrong, you get all fucking bitter, moody, and it's like, then you just start speaking death. Example, I don't want to live today. That's a common one people say. I don't want to wake up tomorrow if it's going to be the same shit. I don't even want to wake up tomorrow because I'm tired of the same shit. That's bleach. Bleach. We're not supposed to speak with death. When you see a brother or sister doing something, don't judge it. Judging is a stone. So when you judge that person, you just cast a stone. When you judge them in your heart, you cast a stone. We live in a world that the God of this world, he lives under conditions. And if you meet those conditions, life is good. So-called life is good. But conditions is under a law of judgment. A law of judgment. Unconditional love, what created everything in this human vessel and everything that we see reflecting outside the universe and stuff. Father, thought, Abba, whatever you want to call it, but it's the thought. Father has unconditional thoughts. Father has unconditional caring and love, which love can be used in a bad term, but I'm talking about that over caring, or that caring where you just want to nurture them. That's Father. As above, so below. So heaven's in my brain, so heaven's in my heart. But yeah, just longboarding. I don't think I got work today. So I was trying to just, get some longboarding, get some water in my system, flushing out all this. I haven't really been drinking or eating properly, so I'm kind of going through a little fast today, and just going to be drinking water, flushing out my system with some cranberry juice, apple juice. Going to be riding my longboard to get some of it, help the process, sweat it, get my intestines moving. But that's what I'm doing today. But I don't know. I just started making videos, and the video I made was like 33 minutes long, and you don't hear one word. It was called Word Vomit and Word Vomit 2. And this is just vomit. Like me just speaking without worrying about on subject, off subject, nothing. I'm just speaking. Just speaking. No condition. No worrying about people, what they think, or anything. Just speaking. Because this is what humans do. Humans want to talk about things, but they don't want to come across to other strangers or people as crazy, weird, but you're living under their conditions. You're not living under your condition, because you don't have a condition. You have an unconditioned. So it's unconditioned. So if you saw somebody that did something to you, or hurt something, or did something that traumatized you, or put fear or pain in you, you tend to shun them because you judge them. You judge what happened. You're like, nope, that's a bad person, dysfunctional. Nope, can't, nope, it won't work. Well, condition is seeing and believing. Unconditional is seeing the unseen and the possibilities of what could happen in a positive way. Yeah. 1 John chapter 4 verse 1. Test all the spirits and see where their fruits come from. The tongue leads to the heart leadeth to the tongue. If heaven is in my brain and heaven's in my heart, you have one eye, the third eye that goes here, where you see with the mind, and then you have an eye of the heart. So you really have two eyes, another set of eyeballs. And if you see with your heart, with an open heart, and you see with an open mind, and you start knowing who you are and being you, not worrying about this cute guy, this cute girl, these people, where I don't want to, all these crazy thoughts our brains go into. No, fuck that. I got long hair. And it's a warm day. Whew, it's a warm day. But yeah, so it's just like life. What is life? Life is what you think and make. You are the meaning of life. Life doesn't have a meaning. You put the meaning in life. Is your life meaningful? Like me, is my life meaningful? Anywhere I go, I try to help the best I can. I mean, father or thought just works right through me, and it's just like I start talking like all this stuff, like, and it's like people around me are like confused, lost, bored, and it's like almost being like high, and you're like, whoa, and you just start thinking, and your brain just boop 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 boop, 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 and you just speak it, and people sit there like, I can't, what? Because it's like you don't mean to serve this whole elephant. Like, eat this whole elephant. Don't start at the tail. Just eat it all. Yeah, I call them little data breaks, where I get this like overload of like knowledge or something, and it's just like, whoa, trees. We are trees. We water trees. Do we water our tree? What kind of water do we give our tree? Does it have bleach in it? Or is that tree building life? Because we're like these little beacons, man. And every time we go beep, it creates ripples. Beep. Like a heartogram, like beep, 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 beep. But just imagine like you throwing a rock into the lake and how it ripples. And like if the lake is moving or the river's moving but it's glass and you throw it in, you get the ripple, but the ripple's also moving and it's affecting everything as it moves. And that's as we are. If we're having negative thoughts and say we're beating ourselves up due to judging ourselves, what makes you think you're not going to judge people on the outside world? If you're judging yourself on the inside world, you're going to be judging people on the outside world. We're a magnet. What we think and feel, we will attract. So if we attract drama, well, you got to look at it. Is there anything in your life that would seed drama? Do you watch drama television? Do you have friends that are dramatic? Do you read books that are dramatic? Do you listen to music that's dramatic? If you do, then that's what you're feeding yourself. Your magnet is pulling people that indulge in drama. Liars. A lot of people say, why do I attract so many liars? Well, it all starts with you. If you're attracting these liars, then you're obviously lying about something. There's something in you that you have to confess to yourself. You can confess it to yourself and just forgive yourself, But, it's like, why do I attract certain people in my life? Instead of getting angry with them and pissed off with them, I love them because they're teaching me something. This person's in my life for a reason. This person's in my life for a reason. Yeah. Life has lessons, like beautiful abundance of lessons. Life has lessons. But there's some people that are like in their 70s and 80s just now figuring out the first lesson. Because they were living in denial. don't even notice I am lying. We want to shift blame. Why are we shifting blame on that? Why are we pointing at that man's wood beam in his eye if we have our own wood beam? Just imagine someone with a big wood beam in their eye. You know what I mean? Jesus was funny. Like if a child heard that, man with the, why you point at the wood beam in your brother's eye when you don't see the speck in your eye, a child would laugh at that. Why? Because they just imagine this person with a big wood beam in their eye. And when we're judging other people, we're not really looking at our own flaws. Father made sure we all had flaws. Why? To prove to us He loves us no matter what, and He'll keep you breathing. He'll be here for you. He'll do this. But the whole goal of life is realizing who you are. Because once you know who you are and your purpose of who you are and why you're here, you now know the beginning and the end. You now know the Alpha and the Omega. Because if we start loving ourselves perfectly, start learning perfect love for who we are, and accepting us for who we are, and not living in the past, truly with intent in your heart, forgiving yourself, and letting that past be buried 6 foot in the grave, and you just take that shovel and you're like, no, I ain't digging that hole back up. I forgave myself. I just got, But once you start getting a peace of mind, it all influences with the peace of heart. Because once your heart's at peace, your mind starts becoming at peace. And we have to start listening to our hearts right now while programming this brain to communicate together equally, to be balanced in harmony. You got a feather and a heart, the spirit and the flesh balanced. If you could balance yourself, life will become more balanced. If you start bringing peace within you, and chaos cannot exist. That's why he says in 1 John chapter 4 verse 18, perfect love casts out all fears. If you have perfect love for who you are as a human being, male, female, whatever you want to call yourself these days, I don't even know what the gender chart looks like these days, but whatever, but you make peace with yourself, and you make peace with your heart and your mind, and you start learning that unconditional love where it's not judging. Every day's a lesson, and things that you feel that are negative in your life, those are when your spirit's really trying to grow, is from these things we classify, judging it, casting a stone at it. It's negative. And it's like, I come from Kerala. That's where I come from, Kerala. We care about everyone. Like homeless people, you run up, give them a hug, like you miss them. They sit there looking at you like, do I know you? You know what I mean? Like you have some people that really did you wrong in life. Let's say you were in a gang and this man killed your brother. Would you run up to that man and give him a hug and tell him how much you love him? Or would you be following the law and the conditions of the God of this world and labeling him as an enemy, as a evil person? Yeah, this is what I think about. every day. Because everything's a mere reflection. So what you are on the inside, you'll reflect on the outside. What you think on the inside can manifest outside. Whatever you focus your energy on, you bring to life. So if you focus your energy on being a perfect, loving, kind-hearted, gentle, understanding, meekness, humility, self-controlling person, self-controlling. Because if you have self-control on who you are, then no matter what this world does to you, it will never steal your peace of mind. Because you have control on who you are. We're not here to save the world. We're not here to do anything for the world. Because if you want to do anything for the world, you got to fix the world inside you. Once you fix the world inside you, then guess what? You're fixing the world. Because everything on the inside is a reflection on the outside. People come in our lives for a reason. We scream, we shout. Every person that I ever said, I'm not going to be like that person, I'm not going to do that type of stuff, and I stand my ground since I was a little kid, like, nah, I ain't going to be that. That's awful. That's evil. Everything that I judged awful and evil, I am doing right now in my life. Be careful what you're judging, man, because you're going to walk those shoes and understand why that person or why these people do what they do and what this and that, and it's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. When you really focus on it and you really think about this stuff, man, it's like, you got three choices. You could be the hero of your own story, you could be the villain of your own story, or you could be the victim of your own story. We go through the suffering, we claim suffering and pain and people doing us wrong. But why are we claiming they're doing us wrong when they're really actually doing us a favor? And making us realize, okay, I keep going through this lesson. Obviously I'm not getting this lesson because I keep repeating this lesson every day. And I don't want to be stuck on this lesson. And when I'm 80 years old now figuring it out and just enjoying 5 years of my life free from all this garbage. No, I'm not that type of person. I'm like trying to figure it out right now so I can get this lesson over with and really take my time learning this lesson so this lesson does not happen again. I could defuse this. Why? Because I have self-control. I don't have a negative perspective on things. I don't have a judgmental perspective. I don't have a craving perspective. Because a lot of people don't realize cravings get us in trouble. Like sex can get us in trouble. Because it'll just... You could be someone who never really talks sexual and shit like that. I'll tell you that right now. You could be one of the most gentlest men. But when you get caught up in that whole sex thing, that's all you focus on. That's all you think of. Every comment you make is a sexual comment. And it's like, dude, I know where your fruits are. And it's like, wow. The spirit, if you were a spirit like a ghost right now in a cemetery, you would not be having sex, you would not be having a cigarette, you would not be smoking weed, you would not be drinking, you would not even be getting angry or anything. You wouldn't. You're a spirit. You're a star of the universe. So it's like emotions and feelings are good if you use them properly. They could be bad if you use them improperly. But there I go again, good and bad. That's duality. When everything in God's eyes, Father's eyes, thought's eyes, is in balance. You're just seeing right now the ego. They're edging God out. No one's putting their faith and trust in themselves. See, Jesus walked this planet not believing he was Father. He had the thought, he knew he is Father. He had the thought of, I can heal, I can raise the dead. It all comes to your thought. How's your thought? Is it toxic? Are you beating yourself like Jesus Christ was beaten to a pulp? You have nothing to be shameful about. You have nothing to be mad at yourself about. All that does is destroy you. No one else is destroying you. You could say that person did this, that person did this, that person did that. You're still shifting blame. You got 3 fingers pointing right back at you. 3. 3 fingers. What does 3 fingers? Well, 3 also means Abaddon, Apollyon, the king of the pit. But you had 3 crosses. You had the first cross where this guy just was in his own greedy, selfish way. Then you had this other guy on the other side who wants to change his life and better it because this is not how he wants to live. And then you have this guy in the middle who is purity. And it's almost like 3 stages. Caterpillar, cocoon, transformation, and then the one in the middle, the butterfly. Or as I still do, and what I'm all about is plur. The first stage, first cross, is self-patience, self-peace, self-love, self-loyalty, self-unity, self-understanding, self-responsibility, self-respect. Then you have stage 2, which means perfect love, means peace, love, unity, respect, and responsibility among myself and everything of this world. And then stage 3, the cross in the middle, is perfect love, unites, responds, and rises. If you have perfect love, you will fear nothing. Death, criticism, old age, what people think. You won't fear nothing, not even rejection or failure. It's really crazy because this journey didn't start for me till I was 28. And I'm about to be 34 this coming June 27th. And I'm just mind blown that the stuff I learned did not come out of a book. The stuff I learned came out of experiencing it and coming to an understanding of it. It's like, yeah, I read the Bible, I know my verses and stuff, that my foundational verses, but see, knowing them, to truly know them, you have to really go through the experience, where Paul says, I do the very things I hate most, and that is in my flesh, and that is the truth. Perfect love casts out all fears. Anybody who has fear and torment has no perfect love. If anyone says they love Father but hate their brother, they are a liar. For what they do see, they hate. So what they don't see, they will hate too. Or some shit like that. And then I give you the first commandment that you shall love your neighbors as I love you. And if Christ is within us, the Holy Spirit, we are Father, then we must love ourselves in order to love the neighbor. Because your spirit is neighbor with the flesh. Your heart is the neighbor to your brain. It all comes down to you. You want to stop the chaos, you want to stop the pain, you want to stop it going into these falsehoods and these sheep with, or wolves with sheep's clothing, and these like crazy scenarios you go through. You gotta stop it inside. You're doing something inside. I know it's like, what are you talking about? But seriously, there's something you're doing inside that is attracting these people into your life. But anyways, I'm going to end this with a funny, corny joke. It's really corny, but I like it. It makes me laugh because it's the most corniest thing. But here is the joke. Why did the cookie go see the nurse? It was crumbling. It was crumbling. Okay, anyways, love you guys. Have a great day. Peace. And learn how to make some good lemonade. Because once you learn the art of lemons, you could take any lemon in your life and make it a very peaceful, loving experience. Alright. I gotta squint because I don't know where the button is. But I love you. Bye!